Well, hello, my babies, sugars, lovers, last, those lilies. That's right, Silver Mountain lilies on Mars. All right, let's get on with it. Hey, I'm jumping around a little bit here, so we're gonna film. We're gonna finish off Mister Santa Claus just in a minute. But I feel we should get back to the documents right now, okay? So this is document number 1. 321, okay? This is number 1 in there. Oh, how do you put it? I don't know. Probably some of the worst fiction I've ever read in my life. And we've read a lot. Okay, why not stop now? All right, yeah. Let's read a little bit, shall we? So this is the first document. I purposely started at number 3, just so we can contrast things. Okay, let's check it out. All righty. So this is number 1. Yes, in our countdown of utter corruption. Now we have Detective Corbin Smith coming on the scene. Yes. So, first is Nunez, right? He's the first on the scene. We got Warner coming right behind him. Now we got Mr. Detective Corbin Smith. Yes, we do. Let's see what he has to say about the scene. Yeah. All right. So, no evidence, none. Okay, sure. Narrative. So, the very same day, 11/13, at about noon, I responded to that King Road house in reference to possible unalived people. Yeah. Officer Nunez had arrived on scene and found a total of 4 deceased individuals. Nunez informed other units he believed this to be, an unaliving. Okay, I would... Not just that and not alone, yeah. Okay, anyway. When I arrived, I entered the residence and went to the 2nd floor, bypassing the Hobbit's room, right? Everybody bypasses the Hobbit's room, just saying. Anyway, we all go to the 2nd floor, all right? I observed a female wearing a sweatshirt and an undergarment laying in the middle of the bedroom. And she was covered in things that she shouldn't be covered in. I observed deep lacerations indicative of defensive wounds on the hands of Miss Xana. Yes, the female was surrounded by things, a substance she should not be surrounded by, on the floor. And I observed Ethan laying on the bed. Ethan appeared to have suffered from stab wounds and a laceration in his neck. No mention of legs here. Ethan was covered in something he should not have been, and the bedding around him was also soaked in the thing that he should not have been involved. Well, he should not be soaked in. Okay? Yeah, that's how bad it was. In fact, it's even worse than this description. This is nowhere near what was found here. Okay. This is, again, not on purpose here, guys. Not yet. Okay. This is not sanitizing. No, it's not. Anyway, however, what I find interesting about this, though, is then again, we're only observing right now. We're not really getting down on our hands and knees and actually looking at them. So we have to keep that in mind, okay? This is just from what I'm observing, just standing there, Right, okay. In a third floor bedroom. Oh, yeah, what happened to that? Dylan and Hunter Johnson. What happened to the third floor bedroom? You know, where Kaylee, not Xana, stays? Yeah. Remember that, right, guys? Right, yeah. Hey, Dylan. Hey, this is for your Go F You account. Hey, remember, Kaylee lived on the third floor. Xana lived on the second floor. You should know that. Gee, why didn't you know that on that very day that your supposed friends were unalived? And you totally mistook that? You got that confused in your head? That, oh, Xana lived on the third floor and Kaylee lived on your floor. See, Dylan, my prime, you cannot escape all your lies. And by the way, Dylan, my prime, now not only my garden and not only all these other channels on YouTube who are looking at you, not only us, now what's happening is you have more public people, I hope, trying to figure out what the F you are actually doing in this. Well, that's the hope, isn't it? So anyway, yes, I hope everybody in the public can put two and two together and figure out that Miss Dylan Mortensen, one of the very prime suspects in this case, she has now a GoFundMe that is now estimated to be worth, oh, I don't know, almost $90,000. Okay? Right. Let's carry on. Yeah. Observed Maddie and Kaylee, not Xana and Maddie, laying in bed, which appeared to have been, well, to death. Yes. Where's Jack Showalter? Where is Mr. G, that character? Yeah, sure. Where's Hunter Johnson right now? Hey, Sergeant, whatever your name is, right? I don't know. Where's Hunter Johnson right now? Just asking. And where's Dylan right now? Anyway. Yeah. The female laying on the left half of the bed, as I looked at it from the doorway, right, the doorway, was, well, yeah, she was unrecognizable. Yeah, Steve G. There's no cuts on anybody's lips, unfortunately, okay? I'm just saying. We hear this over and over again from the police officers who are first to arrive. Unrecognizable. Steve G. the Mutt. What does that mean to you? What's that word mean to you? That means we can't recognize her face. Mr. Steve G. the Mutt. Now, we talked about Little House on the Prairie, okay? Oh, yes, we did, Master Nature. You know what, Master Nature, yeah, I don't think they know what that means, though. What does unrecognizable mean? Ashley, I don't know. It's all right, MD. I'll tell you what it means. It means we cannot discern a face on somebody's head, including their lips, or their mouth, or their nose, or their ears. That's what unrecognizable means. Mr. Steve G. the Mutt. Did you not take, basic English when you were growing up? Yeah. Oh, by the way, how much was your insurance policy on Kaylee? How much was that worth to you? Just wondering about that. Now, that's just my wondering about that. That's all that is. Yeah. Her face was completely disfigured and was, well, several times. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's disgusting. Yes, it is. Really disgusting. I was unable to comprehend exactly what I was looking at while trying to discern the nature of the injuries. Yeah, that's how bad it was, guys. Yeah, you know this. My garden knows this. My garden knows this already. But Steve G. the Mutt, this is reality, my friend. This is reality, my friend. Well, you're not my friend. I'm just saying, metaphorically, okay? Yeah, it was this bad. And no, we're not seeing any types of cuts or whatever on her lips. So I don't know if you're just lying. I don't know if you're just delusional. I don't know if you are trying to have hope for something here. But this is the reality, my friend. Well, again, you're not my friend, okay? But this is the reality of what happened to her. Okay? And I'm not trying to be gross for the sake of being gross. But, okay, the second female, Maddie, on the right half of the bed, had multiple things. Okay? The comforter was soaked in blood, and that very same thing was pulled and was still very present. Right, my garden, you're right. You told me about this. This was not dried. That's correct. This was not dried. Right. It's still maybe pooling. It's not dried. It's viscous. Viscous. It has viscosity to it. Pagliacci, do you know what the word viscosity means? It means this. You moron. Oh, Pagliacci, what is viscous but doesn't have two legs? You. Anyway, I was assigned to hold security at the rear slider door. Here we go. Okay, I don't know if that's an important job here or not yet, but whatever. I was assigned to hold security at the rear slider door. This was the alleged by Dylan point of entry of her friends, of her two frat friends. Okay, that's what it reads. I was assigned to hold security at the rear slider door. This was the prime suspect's point of entry into the house. But the prime is talking to you here, right? Right, exactly. That's the prime talking to you. Right. Sure. I observed very large footprints in the snow. I used a tape measure, and the shoe size measured approximately 3.5 to 14 inches. Well, gee, hey, Moscow Police Department, you just measured one of your own detective's foots. Okay, that's what you measured. Yeah. You measured one of your own people's foots. Okay, that's what you did. Because there's no snow that night. So what you're seeing here in snow, this is old snow. This is not fresh snow. So I don't know what you're measuring here. This footprint that you're measuring, okay, right, could have been left there if the ground was frozen enough, right, to trap all that moisture to keep the snow on the ground. Well, you're measuring somebody's footprint that could have been left there by, I don't know, a fucking UPS driver delivering a package around the back of the house. This is totally meaningless. You cannot prove, number one, this snow just happened, and number two, you cannot prove that this footprint that you bust out your fucking tape measure for in Moscow, Idaho, this is how they investigate crimes. Okay? He busts out his stupid little tape measure, right? And he measured a footprint that was 13.5 to 14 inches. Yeah, guess what? When the fuck was that print left, idiot? Now, I understand you're doing your job. I get it. I totally get it. But that thing you just did there, that's not evidence of nothing. That's not evidence of anything. Nothing. But guess what? I got a feeling that Bill Thompson, Snake River Man, Cyanide Santa Claus, I had a feeling that he thought that was probably real evidence of some sort. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Bill Thompson, you thought that was actually real evidence, didn't you? I probably think you did. Yes. Oh, Bill Thompson, why is it that in your very own town, Moscow, Idaho, why do we have so many mysterious, I don't know, self-unalivings that happen, pretty consistently? And guess what, Mr. Bill Thompson? That statistic is pretty off the charts when you think about your demographics and the population of your town. That statistic, that pops right on off the chart for the people who are looking at it, Mr. Bill Thompson. Why is it that you have so many mysterious deaths that occur in this small little idyllic town in Moscow, Idaho? Why are there so many mysterious deaths on your watch for the past 30 years, Mr. Bill Thompson? Explain that to me. Explain that to the garden. Explain that to the public at large. Why, on your watch for the past 30 years, why are there so many messed up deaths, self-unalivings, in weird ways? Why do we see this over and over again in your tenure as lead prosecutor in Moscow, Idaho? Why do we see this come up over and over again, Mr. Bill Thompson? It's strange. It's weird. It's bizarre. It's scary. It reeks of the fact that you are one shady MF. That's what it is. Now, explain your 30-year resume to the general public. And when you explain your 30-year public resume, I want you to explain all these mysterious deaths that happened on your watch. Nobody else's watch, your watch. I want you to explain to the general public who just happened upon this channel, happened upon this video. I want Bill Thompson to explain why there are so many mysterious deaths in his small, idyllic little college town that he built for himself. Like at the North Pole. like Santa Claus, only this Santa Claus is cyanide Santa Claus. And this Santa Claus knows all about mysterious, death. Yeah, that's why he is called Cyanide Santa Claus. Because in his 30 years of, being Moscow, Idaho's Grim Reaper, he fails to tell you about all those mysterious self-unalivings, okay, that just happened in 2022. Oh, there's about 4 to 5 mysterious unalivings and self-unalivings that make absolutely no sense. So, general public at large, I want you to vet something for me. I want you to go back to Mr. Bill Thompson's history, and I want you to research the year 2022. And I want you to come back to this channel, and I want you to tell me how many mysterious deaths did you discover in your research. Because guess what? You're going to find at least 4 of them. At least 4 of them. 4 is the golden rule here. It's always been the golden rule here. Okay? 4 of a perfect pair. Anyway, I want people on the other side of the wall. I want you to go to 2022, and I want you to look up Bill Thompson's record as prosecutor of Moscow, Idaho, and I want you to tell me why there are 4 to 5 mysterious deaths that just occurred on his doorstep. Self-unalivings, people who should not be self-unaliving, okay? Yeah, that's just the year 2022. That's just that year. We're not talking about the other 29 years that he was in office. Oh, no. Oh, if we include those 29 years, guess what? We are about up to, 1,156 bizarre and mysterious cases that Mr. Bill Thompson has in his fucking experience. Okay, let's carry on. Oh yeah, that's Mr. Bill Thompson for you. So whenever you see his interviews on 48 Hours, or whenever you see his interviews on whatever channel you're watching, that's Mr. Bill Thompson for you. That's not the sugar-coated version of Bill Thompson. This is the real version of Bill Thompson. Down in the Snake fucking River. Yeah. Like down in the Mississippi fucking Delta, where Tyrone was. See? Yeah, like that. Down in the Snake River, where all the good shit is. Right, Bill Thompson? Yeah. Hey, guess what? Me and my garden can see you 1,000,000 miles away. Don't you understand that? Me and my garden, they're not dumb people. Now you can go on 48 Hours and not answer questions and answer softball questions, but you cannot escape the eye of truth. You cannot, and you will never do that. Now, you may die in your head a happy, peaceful man, but guess what? When that happens, guess what? Guess what? Me, my garden, and the general public, guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be pissing on your fucking grave. No doubt. Excuse me. The front steps went to and from the rear slider door. Okay. I observed the trail of footsteps head away from the slider, then turn right around a stump. Okay. In the backyard and lead toward the front of the house. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. How many people were standing outside the house that day? How many people? Like, I don't know, half a dozen to a dozen? Okay, well, let me read that to you again. Let me read this to you again the way it should fucking read, okay? The multiple footsteps, because there were about 12 people standing around outside the house when we got there, went to and from the rear slider door. I observed the trail of multiple people's footprints because they're all standing around outside the house, all right, of footsteps. Head away from the slider, then turn right around a stump, okay, yeah, in the backyard and lead toward the front of the house where 17 people are standing around watching the show. I observed a set of small hand prints. I observed a set of small hand prints on the window to the east of the slider. Small hands. The screen to this window. Okay. Alrighty. On the glass slider door. Wait, what the fucking. The screen to this window. Oh my God. Appeared damaged and was laying on the ground. I located smudged fingerprints on the glass slider door. Well, I don't know, because guess what? You have 12 to 15 to 20. I don't know. You have 6 people. I don't know. Guess who else you have? You have Mr. Hunter Johnson and Miss Dylan Mortensen. They're still inside the fucking house, probably. So this is meaningless, okay? I located smudged fingerprints on the glass slider door. Yeah, when there's 12 other people standing around the house. This is not evidence. This is not evidence at all. That's good you found that. I'm glad, okay? But this is not evidence of anything. It's not. This is not evidence. Okay, just saying, it's not evidence. There was a discarded black backpack. This is interesting. There was a discarded black backpack in the backyard. Black backpack in the backyard. Okay. We have never heard anything else about this black backpack that was found in the backyard. At least I have not. Now, other people may have. I have not. I have not heard one other peep about this black backpack that was found in the backyard. I have never heard anything else about this since. Just saying. Maybe some of you have. I have not heard anything else about this since. Okay? Guess why? Because this didn't belong to Brian Kohlberger. That's why. Okay? No. This belonged to somebody else who actually committed this crime. Remember, they're making such a big deal out of the knife sheath. Remember? The prosecution is making such a big deal out of the knife sheath. This is even a bigger deal than that. Is it not? Yes. This would be a much bigger deal if BK is the lone wolf, right? If this is true, if this belonged to Brian Kohlberger, you and I would be hearing about this. You and I would have been hearing about this since this all began. And yet, we do not. All we hear is about the knife sheath. But finding a big black fucking bag or box in the backyard, I don't know, 10 feet from 5 feet from the crime scene, I would think that's a pretty big deal. But guess what, guys? We don't hear anything else about it anymore. So guess what that means? That wasn't Brian Kohlberger who left that. That was one of the actual perpetrators of this crime. I'm just saying. Okay, let's carry on. Yeah, sure. I photographed these items and attached them to the case. I maintained rear security until I got started really irritated. No, I maintained rear security until I was relieved by Officer Warner. Right. Okay. All right. Understood. Oh, yes. Who else was relieved of their duty around this time? Just saying. The only person to enter from this point was Captain Lanier at about 3:27 p.m. Okay, Captain Lanier at 3:27 p.m. Fine. All right. Corbin Smith, his report, 417. What's it in? Approved by Sergeant Sweden for that's Swedish for Bethany Tungamashlonga. That's Swedish for this name. Just saying, it is. I promise, it's Swedish for that. Okay, well maybe not. I don't know, but it sounds like it should be. Yeah. So he reviewed it. What? 2.5 days later, he reviewed that. It's a weekend. It's the weekend, so that's not a stretch here. This time and shit. That's not. There's nothing weird about this. Remember, we're dealing with the weekend here. Okay. Anyway, I love you all. We will continue, and we're gonna round it out with the final part of Cyanide Santa. Okay. Oh, and after that, there's about, 200 more documents that are filled with absolute lunacy. I love you all. Bye-bye.